Picking the wrong cruise can ruin your cruise vacation. Wasting thousands of dollars on the wrong ship, bad food, or an overall bad vibe that is not what you expected. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what cruise is perfect for you. Come and cruise with us, come and cruise with us, come and cruise with us, and you won't regret it. Hi everybody, I'm Laurie, no Gary today, but we are Laurie and Gary Cruise. Welcome back to the channel. Well, today I'm out on Long Island visiting my family. Look, I got this beautiful boat in the background, so I felt like this would be the perfect location to bring you guys another video. And this video is for my newbie cruisers out there, my beginning cruisers that have maybe never been on a cruise or went on a cruise a while ago, don't even know what line is what. So many times I'll be chatting with someone at work and they'll say, "Oh my God, you have a cruise channel? I'm going on a cruise next month, my very first cruise." And I'll say, "Oh, what ship?" And they'll say MSC. And I'm like, but what ship?" And they'll say, "What? MSC ship. That's the name of the ship." And they don't even know that there's different cruise lines and different ships within the cruise lines. So we're really going to break it down for you guys today and figure out what is the perfect cruise for you. So the number one thing we got to think about here is, what is your cruise personality type? Meaning, do you like a more quiet atmosphere or do you like a crazy nightlife? Now, if you're a crazy nightlife kind of person, I think you would love Carnival. I think you would love MSC, but I also have to say we've been on Royal Caribbean and Norwegian, and they also tend to have a lot happening late at night. Are you traveling with just a significant other, or do you have children in tow? If you do have children in tow, a lot of cruise lines offer excellent deals for kids, such as MSC. They often have kids under 18 sail free, which is the bargain of the century. Carnival has great rates for children, and so does Norwegian, which attracts a lot of children. Also, a Royal Caribbean has so many features for younger kids, especially on their Oasis class ships. So if you are someone with kids, I would definitely recommend those cruise lines. But if you're looking for more alone time with your significant other, I highly recommend Virgin. Gary and I haven't been on Virgin yet. We've just lived vicariously through all the YouTube influencers, but it is an adults only cruise line, and the entertainment tends to be more adult, and it's known for having more sophisticated food. But you also might love Princess. Princess tends to attract a really old crowd, depending on the length of your cruise. What Gary and I love about Princess is the on-demand movies in the room. There's hundreds of options. We have so many room service and movie nights whenever we sail with Princess. It's also a great cruise line to have a long, leisurely meal with either your significant other or your big family gathering. We've sailed Princess with my parents in the past and have always had a super nice time. And we also love Celebrity as more of a sophisticated, modern, adult-friendly cruise line. Holland America is another great option for the more zen traveler. Or are you a solo traveler? If so, Virgin Cruise Lines and NCL, the newer ships mostly, have great solo cabin rooms, so you won't have to spend extra money for a non-existent plus one. When you're newer to cruising, here are some key mistakes that you should avoid making. Number one, cruise length. So just know that if you go on a shorter cruise, it tends to be more of a quick party cruise, especially around the time that colleges and high schools are on break, it can get really pretty wild. And on the opposite spectrum, if you book a super long cruise, like 10 days plus, you will definitely see a much older crowd. So if you're someone that would kind of like to split the difference of that, I think a solid week-long cruise is always a good option. Another mistake to avoid is picking the wrong cabin. If you're someone that loves to cruise for the serenity of the ocean, obviously you're going to want a balcony. If a balcony is a little too pricey for you, a good window cabin will suffice. If you are claustrophobic, definitely beware of the inside cabins. However, if you're someone who's really not going to spend much time in your room, you might feel like it was a waste of extra money to have paid for a window or a balcony. So if that's you, maybe you can save on your cruise and go with an inside cabin. Also, a sneaky way to save is closer to your cruise. A lot of the cruise lines have a bid up program. This is where you can place a bid on a higher grade cabin and potentially win it for less. Gary and I have successfully bid and booked 2 times, and it was a phenomenal experience. Most recently, it was the Yacht Club on MSC, and let me tell you guys, we paid half of what we would have had to pay had we paid full price, and I felt like we got the most luxurious 6-star experience ever. A last big mistake to avoid making is booking your cruise at the wrong time. What do I mean by that? So back in the day, it used to be that there was tons of great last-second cruise options. Occasionally, there still can be, but we have found that the better deals now are more in the future, simply because cruises are just booking up. So naturally, last second, they're going to overcharge. Most recently, we held off on booking a Royal Caribbean balcony cabin because it was $1,800 for a week-long cruise. And when we finally decided, yes, we were going to do it, it went up to $5,000. So definitely be careful about when you book. We find that the best holiday sales are usually Black Friday, President's Day, and Memorial Day, and not the ones immediately before your cruise, but maybe a year out. You can also save big if you book on your cruise in the cruise next area. So if you've never been on a cruise and you find that you're enjoying the cruise and you want to book another one, it's best to book your next one on the actual ship. If you want to go with the same line, they always offer extra incentives like onboard spending or extra money off your down payment. One buyer beware warning I have for you is picking a cheaper cruise can sometimes mean picking an older ship. If you're trying your first cruise because you've seen the commercials and you've seen all these cool water slides and roller coaster and new crazy technological things to do, a lot of that stuff is on the new ships, hence it's way more expensive. So when you're looking at the prices, you might see a really great price and go ahead and book it, not realizing you're on a ship that's almost out of service or brought to dry dock. This happened to some friends of mine recently. They got a really great deal on the Norwegian Epic. Unfortunately, it was the last sailing right before the ship went to dry dock, and they said it was literally falling apart and crumbling at their feet. It was so gross and disgusting. So just beware, look up the ship, see how new it is, see when it was built. Gary and I personally happen to really enjoy some older ships. Last year we did Celebrity Infinity, which is an older cruise ship, and it was one of the best cruises of our life. But Celebrity maintains their ships super well. Not every cruise line is like that. Definitely look into it before you buy, especially if you are hoping to really enjoy some newer features. All right, I'm trying to keep this one short today, you guys, and we are almost at the end. The big bonus, the big reveal, the big bonus feature. But before we get there, can I ask you guys to please hit the like and subscribe button with the notification bell on. The notification bell will alert you every time we post a new video. All right, Bonus today, we have the secret mistake that could ruin your cruise and potentially cost you hundreds of dollars in trying to fix it. And that is cabin location. So not cabin size, but cabin location. If you're very sensitive to motion, you want to avoid being towards the very front of the ship. You want to try and look for a nice cabin in the middle. Be wary of where the cabin is and where the group activity is. So normally in the middle of cruise ships, like deck 6, 7, 8, or on a smaller ship, deck 4, 5, and 6, you have like the casinos, like the shopping area, a bunch of restaurants, and you don't want a cabin too close to those because even if you can't hear what's going on there, a lot of times your hallway becomes a thoroughfare of people going to and from. Another thing to be wary of is getting a cabin located right under the pool deck area or the buffet area, which is a big mistake Gary and I made, because then you just hear movement overhead till all hours of the night. So we found that in the back of the ship, you're more likely to feel the motor thumping. So be careful of that as well, especially if you're a light sleeper. We recommend making sure you're somewhere in the middle of the ship, and you can look on the cruise ship map to make sure there's nothing above you, below you, or no central locations on the same deck as you. And that's it. That's all for today. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Again, let us know in the comments below. Gary's definitely going to watch this and chime in and put his 2 cents in when he sees it. And did I miss anything? Let me know that as well. Until the next time, we want you to live your best cruise life. Bye-bye.